Samsung didn't shout about the Galaxy S26 Ultra, and that's exactly why you should pay attention. Because behind these leaks is a phone that quietly fixes almost every Ultra complaint. The design looks familiar, but the details tell a completely different story. And once you understand what Samsung changed, the S26 Ultra starts to feel dangerous for competitors. Before we dive in, if you're someone who relies on your phone as a daily tool, whether for work, creativity, or just staying connected, this is a video you'll want to watch all the way through. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel so you never miss an update on the latest in tech, especially when it comes to the real-world usability of these devices. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is emerging as one of Samsung's most calculated flagship upgrades, and leaked official visuals are finally revealing the bigger picture. At first glance, the phone doesn't scream radical change, but that's exactly the point. Samsung appears to be shifting away from flashy redesigns and focusing instead on refining every detail that matters in daily use. This isn't a phone built for a 2-second unboxing clip, it's a phone built for the thousands of hours you'll spend with it over the next 2 years. The new camera layout immediately signals this mindset. It's more structured, more layered, and gives the S26 Ultra a stronger identity that separates it from previous generations. Gone is the somewhat cluttered arrangement of the past. In its place is a cleaner, more deliberate island that speaks to a sense of order and purpose. This design choice doesn't just look premium, it hints at serious internal camera upgrades hiding underneath. When a company invests in re-engineering the physical housing of its cameras, it's rarely just for aesthetics. It's usually because the hardware inside has grown, both in size and ambition. The overall body of the Galaxy S26 Ultra looks slimmer and more refined, even though the camera bump itself is more pronounced. This isn't accidental. Samsung seems to have reduced the phone's thickness while allowing the camera hardware to grow, prioritizing performance over flat aesthetics. In the world of smartphone design, there's a constant tug-of-war between the desire for a paper-thin profile and the physical reality of high-performance components. Larger camera sensors, more powerful batteries, and advanced cooling systems all demand space. Samsung's decision here is a mature one. It's a clear statement that the company is no longer willing to sacrifice core functionality for the sake of a marketing spec sheet that boasts the thinnest ever. Instead, it's betting that users will accept a slightly raised camera module in exchange for better photos and videos. It's a trade-off that makes sense for anyone who actually uses their phone's camera as a primary tool, not just a secondary feature. On the front, the display still dominates, but Samsung has softened the edges compared to earlier Ultra models. This subtle change is far more important than it might seem at first. The harsh, angular corners of previous Ultras, while visually striking, could create pressure points during long sessions of reading, gaming, or video editing. By softening these edges, Samsung is directly addressing a common, albeit quiet, complaint from power users. This change alone could dramatically improve comfort during long sessions, especially for users who consume content, edit photos, or multitask heavily. The bezels appear slightly more uniform, creating a cleaner, more symmetrical look. While ultra-thin bezels look impressive in renders and on a store shelf, real-world usability often suffers. A bezel that's too thin can lead to accidental touches, making the phone feel less stable in the hand. Samsung seems to be correcting that balance with the S26 Ultra, opting for a design that feels secure and comfortable in everyday use, not just photogenic in a press release. Another subtle but important shift is the redesigned S Pen placement. The stylus now fits more naturally into the phone's structure, aligning better with the overall geometry. This isn't just a cosmetic tweak. A more integrated S Pen slot improves both ergonomics and internal efficiency. It allows for a more balanced weight distribution and potentially frees up a tiny bit of internal space for other components. While there's no strong indication of advanced new S Pen features, like built-in Bluetooth for remote functions, which was rumored to be removed, The continued presence of the stylus reinforces the Ultra's identity as a productivity-first flagship. In a market where many manufacturers are racing to remove ports and features in the name of minimalism, Samsung is holding firm. It's not abandoning power users, instead, it's quietly doubling down on them. The S Pen remains a powerful differentiator, a physical tool that offers a level of precision and control that a touchscreen alone simply cannot match. For note-takers, artists, and professionals who need to sign documents or mark up PDFs on the go, this is a non-negotiable feature, and Samsung knows it. Camera performance is where the Galaxy S26 Ultra could truly separate itself from the pack. Leaks suggest that both the main camera and the periscope zoom lens are receiving larger apertures. This is a significant technical upgrade that translates directly into tangible, real-world benefits. A larger aperture allows more light to hit the sensor, which is the single most important factor in low-light photography. This means better low-light performance, cleaner night video with less digital noise, improved dynamic range that preserves detail in both bright skies and dark shadows, and more natural, pleasing background blur, or bokeh, in portrait shots. Zoom video in particular is expected to see noticeable gains. The ability to smoothly zoom in on a subject while recording a video, without the image becoming grainy or unstable, is a hallmark of a true professional-grade mobile camera system. For users who rely on their phone for content creation, travel shooting, or social media video, this could be one of the most impactful upgrades Samsung has made in years. It's not just about taking a better photo, it's about capturing a better moment, with more confidence and less compromise. One feature many users were worried about losing is reverse wireless charging, and current information suggests it's still here. This was a major point of concern, especially with the addition of a ring of magnets on the back of the phone to support the new QI2 magnetic charging standard. Many speculated that the physical presence of these magnets would interfere with the coil needed for reverse wireless charging, forcing Samsung to make a choice. Rivals like Apple have made that choice, removing the ability to wirelessly charge other devices from their flagship iPhones. But Samsung appears to have engineered a solution. Even with internal magnets added for accessories, Samsung has preserved this functionality. This decision alone positions the S26 Ultra as a more complete flagship compared to its rivals. It's a small feature that speaks volumes about Samsung's philosophy. It's a reminder that Samsung is still willing to do the hard engineering work to keep useful features, rather than simply removing them to simplify the design. For travelers, campers, or anyone who finds themselves in a situation where a friend's earbuds or smartwatch are dying, the ability to share a little battery life is a genuinely useful safety net. Under the hood, the S26 Ultra is expected to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset, the most powerful mobile processor available. This ensures that the phone will handle everything from intensive multitasking to the most demanding mobile games with ease. Paired with this is a robust memory and storage configuration. Base models are expected to start with 256 GB of storage, a welcome increase that reduces the pressure on users to immediately opt for a more expensive configuration. In an era where apps, photos, and videos are only getting larger, this baseline is a thoughtful touch that adds long-term value. Despite these improvements across the board, pricing is expected to remain relatively stable in major markets. This suggests that Samsung is focused on delivering real, tangible value out of the box, rather than relying on flashy pre-order bonuses or temporary incentives that disappear after launch. The strategy seems to be about building a device that feels worth its price tag from day one, not just during the initial hype cycle. What makes the Galaxy S26 Ultra truly interesting is its confidence. This phone doesn't try to shock you with a bizarre new form factor or a gimmicky new feature that you'll use once and forget. Instead, it tries to last. Every design decision, every internal adjustment, feels intentional and user-focused. Samsung isn't chasing fleeting trends here, it's refining its flagship formula with the kind of precision that comes from years of listening to its most dedicated customers. It's the culmination of a slow, steady evolution, not a sudden, jarring revolution. If these leaks hold true, the S26 Ultra may not just be the most powerful Ultra yet, it could be the most balanced one Samsung has ever made. It manages to be both a powerhouse and a comfortable daily driver. It's a creative studio and a productivity hub. It's a statement piece and a reliable workhorse. This duality is its greatest strength. In a market full of phones that excel in one area but falter in another, the S26 Ultra aims to be the complete package. And as more details surface, one thing becomes increasingly clear: the Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't about loud, headline-grabbing upgrades. It's about smart, thoughtful ones. It's about the small changes that add up to a significantly better experience over months and years of use. This is a phone built not for the spec sheet warriors, but for the people who actually use their devices heavily, every single day. It's for the creators, the professionals, the travelers, and the power users who demand more from their technology than just a pretty screen. It's a phone that understands that true innovation isn't always about adding something new. Sometimes it's about perfecting what's already there. Let's take a deeper look at the design philosophy that's driving this entire approach. For years, the smartphone industry has been locked in a cycle of incremental change. One year, the focus is on a new camera array. The next, it's on a slightly faster processor or a marginally brighter screen. The problem with this cycle is that it often ignores the holistic user experience. A phone is more than the sum of its parts. It's how those parts work together, how they feel in your hand, and how they serve you over time. The Galaxy S26 Ultra seems to be a direct response to this fragmented approach. Samsung's designers and engineers appear to have stepped back and asked a fundamental question: what does a true flagship need to be in 2026? The answer they've arrived at is refreshingly pragmatic. It needs to be fast, yes, but it also needs to be comfortable. It needs to have an incredible camera, but that camera system must be backed by a design that supports its physical requirements. It needs to be future-proofed with ample storage, but it shouldn't cost a fortune to get that baseline. It needs to embrace new standards like Qi2 for magnetic charging, but not at the expense of established, useful features like reverse wireless charging. This is a philosophy of balance, of restraint, and of deep respect for the user's actual needs. This maturity is evident in the phone's color palette as well. Early leaks have shown a new shade called Cobalt Violet, a rich, sophisticated color that feels more grown up than the often garish options of the past hang. It's a color that speaks to a user who values subtlety and quality over flashiness. It's a color that will age gracefully, looking just as good a year from now as it does on launch day. This attention to detail extends to the materials used. The S26 Ultra is expected to continue using Gorilla Glass Victus on both the front and back, providing excellent scratch and drop resistance, paired with an armor aluminum frame for a solid, premium feel in the hand. Now, let's talk about the heart of any modern smartphone, its display. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to carry forward Samsung's industry-leading QHD Dynamic AMOLED 2X panel. But the refinements go beyond just resolution. The peak brightness is rumored to be even higher than its predecessor, which is crucial for outdoor visibility. More importantly, the software driving the display is likely to be more intelligent. Expect adaptive refresh rates that can dip as low as 1 for static content to save battery, and jump up to a buttery smooth 120 Hz for scrolling and gaming. The color accuracy is expected to be studio grade, making it a legitimate tool for photo and video editors who need to trust what they're seeing on their screen. The softening of the screen's edges, as mentioned before, is a key part of this display story. It's a human-centered design choice that acknowledges that a phone is a physical object we interact with for hours on end, not just a digital window. The battery is another area where Samsung's balanced approach shines. The S26 Ultra is expected to house a 5000 mAh, which is a solid capacity for a device of its size and power. But the real story is in the charging ecosystem. It supports 60W wired charging, which can get you from 0 to 75% in just 30 minutes. This is a game changer for busy professionals who need a quick top-up before heading out the door. On the wireless side, it supports the new Qi 2 standard at 25W, which is a massive leap forward from the slower wireless speeds of the past. The inclusion of Qi 2, with its magnetic alignment, means your phone will snap perfectly onto the charger every time, eliminating the frustrating fumbling that often comes with traditional wireless pads. And, as we've established, the 4.5W reverse wireless charging is still present, a testament to Samsung's commitment to a complete user experience. This comprehensive charging strategy is a masterclass in user-centric design. It provides a solution for every scenario: a lightning fast wired option for when you're in a hurry, a convenient and perfectly aligned wireless option for your desk or nightstand, and a helpful reverse option for your other devices. It's not about having the single fastest number, it's about having the right tool for the job at any given moment. Moving on to the software, the S26 Ultra will launch with Android 16 and Samsung's One UI 9. While the core OS will be shared with every other Android phone, it's Samsung's One UI layer that truly defines the experience. Over the years, One UI has evolved from a cluttered, feature-heavy interface into a remarkably clean, intuitive, and powerful platform. One UI 9 is expected to double down on this trend, with a focus on fluidity, customization, and privacy. The integration with the S Pen will be deeper than ever, with new gestures and shortcuts that turn the stylus into a true extension of your hand. Multitasking features, a cornerstone of the Ultra experience, will be further refined, making it easier than ever to run multiple apps side by side or in floating windows. Samsung's commitment to long-term software support, promising 7 years of OS and security updates, means that the S26 Ultra isn't just a great phone today, it's an investment in a device that will stay secure, fast, and relevant for the foreseeable future. This long-term support is a critical, yet often overlooked, aspect of the phone's value proposition. In a world where many manufacturers abandon their flagships after just 2 or 3 years, Samsung's 7-year promise is a powerful statement. It tells the user, "I believe in this device, and we believe in you. We're in this for the long haul." This kind of commitment fosters a deeper relationship between the user and their device, encouraging a sense of ownership and longevity that is increasingly rare in the disposable culture of modern tech. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: the competition. The S26 Ultra's biggest rival is, of course, the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple's flagship is a phenomenal device in its own right, with a stellar camera system and a tightly integrated ecosystem. However, the S26 Ultra counters with a fundamentally different philosophy. Where Apple offers a closed, curated experience, Samsung offers an open, customizable one. Where Apple removes features for the sake of design purity, Samsung engineers solutions to keep them. Where Apple's ecosystem is a walled garden, Samsung's is a bridge that connects to a wider world of Android and Windows devices. The S26 Ultra's S Pen, its superior multitasking capabilities, its expandable functionality through DeX, and its commitment to features like reverse wireless charging give it a unique set of tools that the iPhone simply cannot match. It's not a better phone for everyone, but for a specific type of user, the power user, the creator, the tinkerer, it is arguably the most complete and capable mobile device on the planet. It's also worth considering the broader context of the smartphone market in 2026. We've reached a point of diminishing returns on many core specifications. Processors are so fast that the difference between generations is barely perceptible in daily use. Screen resolutions are so high that the human eye can't discern the difference. The battleground has shifted from raw specs to the overall experience, to the thoughtful details, and to the long-term value of the device. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is a product of this new era. It's a phone that understands that the future of smartphones isn't about being the loudest or the flashiest. It's about being the most reliable, the most comfortable, and the most capable companion for your digital life. In conclusion, the Galaxy S26 Ultra represents a quiet confidence from Samsung. It's a phone that doesn't need to scream its virtues from the rooftops, because its virtues are built into its very DNA. It's a masterclass in refinement, a testament to the power of listening to your users, and a bold statement that the best innovations are often the ones you don't immediately notice, but deeply feel over time. From its carefully sculpted body to its intelligently upgraded cameras, from its comprehensive charging options to its long-term software promise, every element of the S26 Ultra has been considered and reconsidered to serve a single purpose: to be the best possible tool for the people who depend on it every day. If these leaks are accurate, Samsung isn't just releasing a new phone, it's setting a new standard for what a true flagship should be. And that's a story worth paying attention to. If you found this deep dive into the Galaxy S26 Ultra helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel out. And if you want to stay on top of all the latest, most practical tech insights, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.